This is the place where today's mudlarking adventure ended early, and what I found might have repercussions beyond today. The police have said that they may wish for me to guide them to the spot I found it. And this is where it began. Welcome to this mudlarking video. This old mill complex here is now mostly small businesses, artist studios and gallery space, and I've taken a printing course here in the past. I'm going to explore a tiny little river at the bottom of this valley in the downriver end of a fairly run-down, formerly prosperous market town. I'm expecting lots of trash, a stolen bike or two, old industrial structures, and at the end there's a tunnel which goes under a huge and still operational chocolate factory. It's a largely walled-in river, so the age of potential treasures is probably limited to less than 230 years old. Lovely birdsong. I can hear blackbird and a duck, and lots of others that are mingled together and I can't immediately identify. Google Earth showed me this as probably the easiest place to get in, but I'm going to head downriver from here a bit before I begin, because there's some little beaches just around the corner, and I'll go past them to see if there are any more that were hidden by trees in the satellite photo. This is as far as I can go without getting wet. It's just downriver of the last of the mill buildings, and there's ample evidence that there were much higher waters here recently, getting up to about 1.5 metres above its current level. That might mean that all the treasures have been washed away, but some of the walls have come down, so new, much older ones might now be findable. We'll see. Yep, that's right. It's a kind of river where gloves feel necessary. Little bit of glass poking out. Looks to be the bottom of a bottle, moderately old, but uninteresting. Some wire because it's got value. And a tiny little bottle. Not a bad little find, probably held medicine or scent. A spray paint canister into the bag, already half filled with copper wire and trash, and I haven't even reached the beach yet. Some nice river glass. An old battery shouldn't be left in the river. And spotted something up here. It's the screen off a cell phone. and a tiny little oil burner bottle. It's not particularly old, but I haven't found much else interesting yet, so I'll take it. Prettiest things on the beach, and I doubt the camera can focus on them. Various forms of harlequin ladybird, very invasive varieties, and largely to blame for the decline of the native ones. They spread a fungal infection. It's quite a pretty weir underneath the many unsightly pieces of trash. Sadly, this is what often happens in the places that public footpaths don't go near. Shopping trolley. Child's bike. Looks like the pub dumped stuff over the wall, including this, which is actually a pretty cool find. I think it's an ice cooler bucket for a bar, and although it looks a bit worn and faded, a bit of spray-on varnish should make it look pretty good. Adult's bike tangled up in flood debris. Oh, skateboard wheels. Unexpected. And a fork, probably from the pub. There's a piece of wire here that I'm not going to remove. Not today. This is a very strange place to find a lottery scratch card. Doesn't look to be a winner. That's unsurprising. Another forlorn and broken, probably stolen bike. toy gun, or at least half of one, into the bag. There's a lot of this around, stripped out electrical cable, probably dumped by copper thieves. Fishing line. Looks to be too deep below that strange and broken looking weir. I'll take what I've found so far back to the car and then get back into the river above it. I'm back and ready and raring to tackle the next portion of the river. Not much use to me, but I picked it up. It's trash. I'm taking it. Asbestos. More asbestos. Wire. Wire. More wire. Another tragic carcass of a bike. A student lanyard. I do kind of collect lanyards, but this one is probably trash. Worm. That's unusual. Cement, I think. A toy car. Almost as ubiquitous as teapot spouts in the rivers I explore is the common golf ball. Another bike, an umbrella, and some asbestos. Quite a tangle, and I don't really want to inspect it too closely. Yet another bike. It's really quite depressing. An old camera battery, I think, and plastic, polystyrene, a Christmas bauble. This is not the tunnel of a factory. Well, not the chocolate factory. It's the ruins of an old factory, now just a concrete slab over the river. There's something in the deeper water. A nice chunk of copper pipe. I'll take that. And well, that kind of looks like a gun. I hope it's not. Yeah, that really looks like a gun. And it feels like a real gun as well. And it's got at least one bullet in it. My hands are shaking because, well, it's been dumped, and I'm guessing it's almost certainly been used in a crime. Handguns are banned here in England, and this one has no barrel or handles, both of which could be used to identify the gun. Serial numbers in the handle, striations in the barrel, which leave unique marks on bullets. I think I'm going to have to take it to the police. I can't leave it here. It's within sight of the footpath. I think that's going to have to be the end of today's mudlarking. Of course, I didn't just walk into the police station holding it. I left it in the car boot, and the duty clerk and the sergeant came out to take custody of it. I hardly got any film of the interaction though. I'm quite inexperienced in video making, and that's an abysmal rookie error. I'm sorry, everyone. And now, a shorter than usual roundup time, with very few finds of interest. It was quite the little criminal dumping ground, that river. I saw a lot of evidence of copper theft, lots of wire sheathing with the copper stripped out. I smelled drug use nearby at one point, and if you know what this is, you'll know what kind of drug use people are doing beside that river. I think I spotted a sheltered place that looks like, very likely to be a shooting gallery. Of the rest of the meagre finds, I did at least find this Coca-Cola bucket, which I'll probably find a use for. I also found a lot of copper, wire and pipe and little bits of old lamp. The copper thieves obviously never thought to mudlark. In all honesty, if I hadn't found the gun, I don't think I would have edited and released this episode. I'm trying to explore all of my local rivers, and I have been at least 2 other rivers so far without enough finds or features to make them interesting. But finding a gun is interesting and exciting. The police confirm that it's real and looks like it's been fired. They were reticent to speculate on whether it might or might not have been used in a crime, and I don't think they'll tell me either way unless they discover it to be evidence in a serious investigation, in which case they might ask me to show them exactly where I found it. They haven't done as yet. Without the barrel or the handles, it won't be easy for them to trace its origins, but there aren't many brassy-coloured revolvers around here. It's kind of flashy, and there might conceivably be witnesses to such flashiness, as long as they weren't a victim to it as well. Even though the finds were slim and the river was a little bit grim, I hope you've enjoyed this video. The next one will almost certainly be back to my more usual sedate and calm exploration style of hidden places and modest treasures. If you have enjoyed it, or if you haven't, please like, dislike, comment, subscribe, unsubscribe, critique, share, donate, buy, whatever you're comfortable with. It all helps me a little bit. Thank you all very much for watching, and for now, goodbye.